What's up, guys? It's Roman Gennaro from the Real Cinema Squad, and I'm coming to you today to talk about Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. This is the fourth installment of the Beverly Hills Cop franchise and first since Beverly Hills Cop 3 in 1994. It brought back a lot of old favorites, including obviously Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley, Judge Reinhold as Billy Rosewood, Bronson Pinchot made another appearance as Surge. After missing out on Beverly Hills Cop 3, John Ashton returns as Sergeant Taggart. So many of the old favorites return in this movie, as well as adding some new faces, including Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Detective Bobby Abbott and Taylor Page as Axel Foley's daughter, Jane. This movie also, by the way, brings back Paul Reiser as Jeffrey. He has now stepped in as the chief of the Detroit Police Department, as has Taggart for Beverly Hills. I honestly really wanted to like this movie. I love Beverly Hills Cop, and I really enjoy the sequels as well. I actually probably enjoy Beverly Hills Cop 3 more than a lot of people did, but I love the original Beverly Hills Cop. I love the chemistry between Taggart, Rosewood, and Foley, and all the characters really came together in that original one. And so I was really looking forward to Beverly Hills Cop 4. And I say Beverly Hills Cop 4 because I should have been tipped off about this movie by the title. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. I thought that was a really stupid name for this movie. Why just call it Beverly Hills Cop 4? The first three were 1, 2, and 3. This isn't Mission Impossible where you name half of them and then the other half or this isn't that. Just name it Beverly Hills Cop 4. It is what it is. The movie started off well. It started off with the iconic music that we know so well. It started off with Axel teaming up with another Detroit police officer to take down a sting at a Detroit Red Wings game, and there was some good jokes between them. Axel wasn't supposed to be involved, and naturally he was. It started off well. And then I found myself, as the movie went on, becoming less and less interested. Anytime that Axel wasn't on screen, or it wasn't Axel and Rosewood and Taggart, because one of the main through lines of this movie was that Rosewood gets taken by the criminals and misses a large portion of the middle of this movie. Bronson Pinchot as Surge only makes one appearance. Paul Reiser's only in it for a few minutes. So they bring back these legacy characters, and with the exception of Eddie Murphy, they aren't there for very long. And this is where I feel like Axel F fell victim to all of the cliches of these legacy sequels several years in the future. Other than they didn't push Eddie Murphy to the background. You can't when you name the movie after him. But they brought in a child for Eddie Murphy to have that we didn't know that he was going to have. We didn't know that he had. They also do to Axel Foley what the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy also kind of did to Han Solo, and they made him a deadbeat dad. And if you want to recapture the magic of movies several years later, you don't take the main character and make him a deadbeat dad. Now, Axel Foley had a reason for this. He said, "Oh, well, I was in trouble and they were coming after my family, so I sent you guys to Beverly Hills to keep you safe." And to that, his daughter Jane says, "Well, you decided to stay in Detroit after the fact, divorce mom, and not show up." And that doesn't sound like something that someone who was trying to keep their family safe by sending them to somewhere else would do. If you're sending your family away to keep them safe, the idea is eventually you're going to join them, not I'm going to stay in Detroit and keep living my life. It didn't make any sense. The through line of Axel Foley being a deadbeat dad didn't make any sense. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in this as Bobby Abbott, a detective who presumably was a former love interest of Axel Foley's daughter Jane. And I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I grew up watching Angels in the Outfield as a kid. Third Rock from the Sun is one of my favorite sitcoms. 500 Days of Summer is an incredibly underrated movie. Pretty much everything Joseph Gordon-Levitt does, I love it. And I just didn't think he had an interesting character in this one. I felt like he was in the movie just to be the former love interest of Taylor Page's Jane, and I feel like it didn't work at all. there were some really good scenes between Axel Foley and Jane when she started picking up on his quick thinking and making up identities to get into places. That worked for me. And then Kevin Bacon as Captain Grant was the villain of this movie, and he did fine. But I think by that point the movie had lost my interest, so I didn't care. I didn't care about his villain. I didn't care about the story. And what really didn't, there was a disconnect for me is that they started the movie with the music that we're used to from Beverly Hills Cop, the 80s music and this kind of stuff. And then towards the conclusion of the movie and the big standoff with Kevin Bacon's character, they started playing that music again, and it didn't fit with the moment at all. I really wanted to like this movie. The cast had it set up for perfection. All the old favorites were returning. It felt like it was going to be another a legacy sequel success in the same vein as Top Gun Maverick, and it just fell flat for me. And so maybe they should let, I don't know if they plan to do another one after this. Maybe they should let it go before they ruin it further. Even Surge's one scene didn't capture the same magic that Bronson Pinchot has been known so well to do with his over the top zany characters. Even that didn't work for me. Pretty much the only thing that worked for me was was Eddie Murphy in general coming back as Axel F and the few scenes with his daughter where they were going off the cuff that he's so good at. And then at the end, they ended the movie the same way that the first movie iconically had Eddie Murphy getting in the back of the surveillance car of Rosewood and Taggart, and that's how Axel F ended, and I did like that. Other than that, I this movie didn't do it for me, which was really disappointing. But, they can't all be winners. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more of our videos. Let us know what you want to see in the future on the channel. And until the next video, I'm Roman Gennaro of the Real Cinema Squad. See you next time.